Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a 5e Clockwork Soul Sorcerer Build Guide in Baldur's Gate 3 from the Book of Sorcerers 5e Sorcerer subclasses mod by IncogneatoBurrito. This is an incredible mod which features a few other of the subclasses I'll be covering in the future, but the Clockwork Soul, it's a support style sorcerer, and the sorcerer obviously is a very strong offensive powerhouse, so it's a nice combination because you can give yourself a bit of a benefit to the team, as well as obviously dishing out a ton of damage. Now you get clockwork spells, so we got shield, obviously a great spell to have, and protection from evil and good, which is, it's okay, but our subclass feature restore balance. Almost like the divination wizard, you can affect your teammates either if it's an attack with advantage against it, you can turn that into just a normal attack, or if they're attacking with disadvantage, you can turn that into a normal attack as well, and you can do this as many times as your proficiency bonus per long rest, which is pretty great. Now for the cantrips, I would recommend grabbing, we're going to go with something like Firebolt, Mage Hand. If you're the face of party, grab Friends, Bone Chill, and Shocking Grasp. And for the spells, we already have Shield, so we'll take Magic Missile and Thunderwave, or you can take Chromatic Orb as well. And we're going to build around Dexterity, Constitution, and our Charisma. So 16 Dexterity, 14 Con, 10 Intelligence, Wisdom, and 16 Charisma. Take the skill Proficiency in Persuasion. For level 2, we can grab another spell here. Ice Knife can be nice, because if you get Silence, this allows you to cast it. And Mage Armor, although you can grab Scrolls of Mage Armor, it just really depends on what you want to add to the character. I like Mage Armor personally, so I'm going to grab that. And for Meta Magic's Distance Spell for the increased 50% range, and Twin Spell to Twin Haste, really good options. At level 3, we get the best Meta Magic though, and we also get some Clockwork spells, which are support spells. Aid, obviously very powerful, and this will be a level 20 build, so you can take advantage of this really well. Lesser Restoration as well is pretty great too. And I would grab Hold Person or Scorching Ray, but since we're more of a support style, I would recommend Hold Person because then your fighters get free crits off. And for our Meta Magic Quicken Spell, hard to beat that. Although we are sorcery point hungry, which you'll see. Level 4 gives us another choice in cantrip. I guess we can go with the Minor Illusion. For the spell that we'll grab here, Scorching Ray is great for damage, and Misty Step is also quite nice. And for the feat, I would just recommend increasing your Charisma or taking the Alert for that +5 to our initiative. And once we make it to level 5, we get more Clockwork spells with protection from energy, granting resistance to a damage type. This does require concentration. Don't love that, but it's just the way it is. And you also get the Remove Curse, which can sometimes be nice. There's a few curses in this game that you might want to remove. Level 5, since we are support, again, I'd recommend Counterspell, although Fireball and Lightning Bolt are obviously really nice. So just depends if you want to play more defensive or offensive at level 5. We'll take the other once we get to level 6. I like Lightning Bolt personally over Fireball. Level 6 does give us our Bastion of Law. Bestow a Bastion dice to an enemy or ally, allowing them to use the Bastion ward. The number of Bastion dice granted is equal to how many sorcery points you spend to grant them the dice, which I'll show off here because this can prevent damage to your characters, which is really nice. Again, fitting into that support role. So we'll also grab this Counterspell. Obviously, very powerful spell. Level 7 gives us more Clockwork spells with Freedom of Movement and Luke's Resilient Sphere, which does have a time and a place. Sometimes it's nice, but freedom of movement's always good because you can give your whole team the ability to not get slowed down by difficult terrain. And we'll be grabbing Ice Storm, as this is free crowd control and damage. It's kind of a very powerful spell. Level 8, another sorcery point. Level 4 spells. I like Confusion, again, rolling into that kind of support style class. Fireball, and I mentioned Haste is also nice too, because Haste, you can apply that to your teammates too. We'll grab that later on though. It's up to you entirely. If you find you use Haste a lot, take it. If not, leave it till later. At level 8, I recommend Alert. This is when you get surprised a couple times. It'd be nice to not have that happen. Level 9 gives our level 5 spells a greater restoration and Dispel evil and good, which is okay. We get some great spell selection like Cone of Cold, massive amounts of damage. If you have a teammate with the Hero's Feast, Cloud Kill can be a great option because then you don't get hit by that poison damage. Level 10 gives us another choice in Meta Magic, another cantrip. Bursting Sinew, Poison Spray, Acid Splash, your personal preference here. And then we'll grab Hold Monster because that spell is very good. We can then grab Careful Spell or Subtle Spell, really your choice at this point. Level 11 gives us our Trance of Order. You enter a trance in which attacks against you cannot be made with advantage, and your attacks, ability checks, and saving throws that have the roll result in a 9 or lower will automatically be considered a 10. Can be cast once per long rest without sorcery points, which is nice, so you can continue to keep casting this. And later on, there's a better version we'll get. Level 11, we're obviously taking Chain Lightning. Hard to beat that, especially with the Mage Hand throwing a water bottle to set that up. Level 12 gives us another choice in spell here, and I like Globe of Invulnerability since, again, we're more support style of a class. We also get another feat, so I'd recommend boosting your Charisma all the way up to 20. It's just a good choice. Level 13, you can stop at level 12, just want to clarify, but this has level 20 support, so I want to show off all the features of this. And we continue to keep grabbing spells at this point. We'll grab Haste here, This gives us some benefits as we continue to level, like for level 14 gives us our improved Bastion Ward. You can apply this to any number of allies, so that's huge. You also get another sorcery point there, which is used to fuel that. Level 15, more sorcery points, more spells. Circle of Death is not bad if you have the Staff of Cherished Necromancy, but all these spells, Mirror Image is a nice boosting spell because we are, again, support style. Level 16, get a feat. And at this point, we could go with the choice of Warcaster if you don't have the Constitution Amulet, giving you advantage to hold your concentration. Spell Sniper gives us Eldritch Blast and can increase our critical hit chance, which is always nice for Scorching Rays. Since we're going level 20, the Tough Feat will give us an extra 40 health. Again, we're a support class, so sometimes just having an extra resource like health is great to keep us alive and provide benefits to our teammates. Level 17, another choice in spell. Eyebite can be kind of nice too if you get the Staff of Cherished Necromancy, because you can cast that alongside Circle of Death infinitely, which is nice. We're going to grab Misty Step, though we didn't take it earlier, and we'll go with the Heightened spell there, which is not a bad choice. We really want to use Quicken spell and our other abilities for the sorcery points. This is cool. So the Clockwork Cavalcade. Restore 25 health points to each ally in the area and remove any negative effects from them. Can be cast once per long rest without sorcery points, and then again with sorcery points. So obviously that's pretty nice to give yourself a heal. Now, we could go a couple different ways after level 18. I'm going to go full level 20, but you could add 2 levels of the fighter for action surge. I'm just going to go this way for the extra feat that we do get, because I think that that's quite nice. What we can even do is add in the dual wielder and then use 2 staves, so 2 staffs. Really good, because then you can use like the Morning Frost alongside the, you can go with the Marka Heshker staff. I like double staffs, and I feel like it fits well for a Clockwork Soul, so we'll do that. But you could also go with an increase to our dexterity, or go with the Warcaster feat or Spell Sniper as well. So I personally think dual wielder is kind of nice. 2 staffs, really good. Level 20 gives us our Sorcerer's Restoration. Whenever you start combat and you don't have a sorcery points, you get 4 of them. Or you get 4 of them per short rest, and we get another sorcery point there. All right, so for gear, I really like the Hat of Fire Cutie, because this can use give us a +10 to our spell save DC just by casting some Scorching Rays around, which will give us a nice boost. It's currently 21, but we can take it up to 31, which is awesome. I also like to have the Cloak of Protection or anything that's going to boost up our armor class, because we have right now currently a 21 without Mage Armor, and if we were to apply Mage Armor, we do take it up a little bit higher. So that's nice, because that'll at least give us some survivability. 24 AC is okay, not the best, but that's with the Robe of the Weave. This also gives a bonus to spell save DC. You can use the Heldusk Armor here too, because this will boost up our armor class quite a bit. I love the Gloves of the Belligerent Skies here, as we do have a lot of thunder and lightning damage spells, which will apply reverberation on the target. So that's really nice. Good condition to have. Now, we could also go with something like the, since we're going to stack different conditions, Coruscation Ring can apply Radiating Orb on the target for 2 turns. I'd recommend have someone with like Niralna as a glowing weapon, so that they are able to set that up, because you have to be illuminated to have that apply. Also, the Ring of Spiteful Thunder, because we apply reverberation, then we can daze the target with thunder damage. So that's really nice too. Amulet of Greater Health gives us 242 health, great survivability. And then we also have the Evasive Shoes, or you can use the Boots of Stormy Clamor if you wanted to use something a little bit more applying the reverberation status. Now, I have the Staff of Spellpower here and the Viconia's Walking Fortress, but I actually think the best choice to go with is to go main hand, Marka Heshker, and then in the offhand, we can add in the Morning Frost. So whenever we deal cold damage, we can apply Chilled on the target, and we do additional cold damage. It also gives us the Ray of Frost cantrip there, so if you didn't take it previously, you got it now. We could also throw in the Staff of Cherished Necromancy if you grab Circle of Death alongside the other Eyebite spell, because this will give targets disadvantage on the saves against those, and then you get free casting of it until, the Life Essence there gives you the ability to cast it continuously, which is really nice. I'm going to go with the Morning Frost and the Marka Heshker here, and I would recommend, actually, since we already have some cold damage benefits, the Dark Winter is nice, but the Bolts of Doom is great, because this will give us lightning charges on our attacks, and also gives us Chain Lightning, which is a very powerful spell, so it makes us really strong on the battlefield. You can also multi-class in a single level the Wizard to give yourself the elemental spells, which is really nice to have. And with Aid, we can give our team an extra 40 health, which is massive. I'm not going to do that, but it's an option, because, yeah, a lot of support. And before we get into a fight, you can use the Bastion of Law here to buff up your teammates. So cool VFX there. Bastion Ward now gives them a bit of a defensive buff here. So as a reaction, when you're about to take damage, you can use and roll any number of Bastion dice to reduce the dice. So basically, you use this to keep your team safe. It's nice to spend a few sorcery points on buffing up your team with this before you get into a fight. because then they're just going to have that nice effect. Just be mindful, does have 3 turn condition. Depending, I guess, how many you apply, it's going to have that condition there. I did 3 on her. So just a heads up that you can apply that before combat if you know you're getting into a fight the next turn. And dual stave activities. We're going to first start off with chain lightning. Highest value target, go after them. They have a 60% chance. They have a 95, and they're the target we want to reduce to 0. So boom, that took out 2 targets. Not a bad chain lightning. Crowd control is king though, so that's why we always want to set up with some form of crowd control if possible. Ice Storm is a good way to do that, because then we can create a nice surface that people will slip on and lose their turns. That was enough to take out 2 more targets, and they saved on it, but they got 4 turns of Radiating Orb there. Perfect. Now we got a quicken spell that we can do, so we can then go ahead with another attack. There's some targets back there trying to hide away, so we'll go ahead trying to attack them. We didn't slip on ice. Perfect. And the chain lightning bursted 4 targets down. That's pretty good value. And here is the Bastion Ward. So you can roll these die depending on the attack. This will reduce the turns by that. We're going to do the Bastion Ward 2, which reduced the damage that she took there. So we'd roll 2 d8s there to reduce the damage. Pretty nice. And they have advantage on their attack here. And we can use the Restore Balance Nullify Advantage to turn that advantage into just a regular attack. And then we can also use, since it didn't succeed, that she's able to get damage. We then use the Bastion Ward there, which is kind of funny. So yeah, I guess we still have the 3 turns of Bastion Ward, so we'll apply that there. She didn't take any damage, fine. She hit the Force Conduit there. Yeah. We also have the shield spell, which will keep us safe, increasing armor class by 5, which will take that up to a nice 28 there. So that can be pretty effective, just because we need to obviously survive at any cost. We can also then use the Bastion die as well. For some reason, it's not removing it there, so we can keep using this. And it doesn't use your reaction, which is nice, because then you can save your reaction for something like a shield blow, which they always will save on, basically. I just got shoved to my death. That's not ideal. And they keep hitting commands. What a lovely combat showcase. I'm going to use a True Resurrection because that was unfair. I'm back in the gang. They're attacking me with advantage. Again, you can use your balance points. We have as many as we have our proficiency bonus, and that actually caused the attack to miss, which is ideal. So that's pretty good. And while we lost our Kreska's favor, we still have our very powerful spells here. Chain Lightning actually can't be upcast since it's a naturally level 6 spell in the game. So we'll just use a level 6 version of it, which was enough to finish off the rest of the enemies. That's the thing as a sorcerer. Chain Lightning, follow that up with Quicken Spell Chain Lightning, follow that up with Haste Chain Lightning. You know, you got a lot of damage options. You can even throw in the Pyro Quickness hat if you want to throw a fireball or something in there. But yeah, that's a pretty powerful Clockwork Soul Sorcerer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to download these mods by IncogneatoBurrito. They have so many great ones, and there's also the Book of Wizards and Book of Druids that you can check out as well.